Hello, welcome back to the channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews, playthroughs, unboxings. We generally like to talk a load of bollocks about tabletop gaming in general, and in this video we're going to be talking about a modern classic. We're going to be talking about modern art, and in this game you will be taking part in various auctions. You'll be selling your paintings to the bank to get money that will give you points that will allow you to win the game. So in this video we're going to give you a very brief overview of the rules. We'll be telling you what we do like, what we don't like. Then we'll come back and we'll tell you whether or not modern art is still worth your time and bother, something like 30 years after it was first released in the early 90s. So remember, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment in that section down below, will you? See you after this. Bollocks. So, modern art. How do you play this game? So modern art is an auction game. There's 5 different types of auctions in this game. At the beginning of the game, each player is going to be given a hand of cards, and on those cards there'll be a painting by one of 5 different artists, and there'll be a symbol in the top left hand corner that will tell you what type of auction is going to take place to flog that painting. The player with the hammer gavel thing will then choose one of the cards from their hand. They'll place it in front of all the players, and then you will take part in an auction. If you are playing a card with the eyeball auction, there'll be an open auction. The auctioneer will name a price, and then everyone else at any time they want will then try and outbid each other in order to claim painting. If there is a lull in proceedings, then the auctioneer can say go on and whack the gavel down on the table, and then the auction is over and the player who bid the highest will claim the painting. They'll pay the money to the auctioneer, or if the auctioneer won the auction, then they will pay their money to the bank. So you might choose a card with the one offer auction. The player to the left of the auctioneer will then open the bidding, and then each player will have a chance to outbid, and you'll continue going around until everybody has passed, and then you'll distribute the money like you did in the last auction. You might have the hidden auction where everyone will choose a predetermined amount of money. They'll put it in their hand and then they'll open up their hand. The player who bid the most money will be the winner of the auction. And then there's a fixed price auction. What the auctioneer will do, they'll name a fixed price, so they might say $40,000. The player to the left will either buy the painting or pass. If they pass, it moves on to the next player. They get the same option, and then as soon as the painting's sold, then you'll distribute the dosh. There are also double auctions. What this allows you to do is you'll be able to offer a second painting in addition to the first painting that you offered. The second painting does have to be from the same artist, the same colour, and then you auction off those 2 paintings according to the rules on the second painting that you offered. If you ain't got a matching painting, then the next player can then offer one up, and then they become the new auctioneer, and so on and so forth. So once the 5th painting of an artist comes out, that will trigger the end of the round. You'll set aside the card that triggered the end of the round, right? You won't get any money for this. You won't be able to bid on this. You'll have a look at all the cards that have been bought. You'll determine which artist has the majority, and then they will get 30 points. The second most popular artist will get 20 points, and then the third most popular artist will get 10 points. There'll be 4 rounds of this. You'll get some more cards and you'll do the same thing. The only difference being in the 2nd, 3rd and 4th rounds, if an artist placed 1, 2 or 3 on the previous round, then you will take into account all of the tokens that are on the scoreboard, right? And at the end of the 4th round, player with the most money will be the winner of modern art. So what do we like about modern art? So the first thing that we really like about this is that there are 5 different auctions to choose from. Not only does this mean there's going to be a huge variety of different auctions going on, but it also means that you're going to have to choose carefully what card you play. It may be the case that the red card that you desperately need to complete one of your sets has got the auction where the player to your left gets first dibs on it, right? So even though you might want that card, there may be a good chance that it's going to be sold to someone else. So not only is there a real huge variety of auctions, but that leads to a huge variety of strategy depending on what card you want to play. So the second thing that we really like about this game is the rule that states that you can't bid on the 5th card of a set. Means it stops players ending the game prematurely. You might have a set of 4. You know that if you've got the 5th card and you're going to play it, that's not going to be worth anything to you. So it encourages players to try and maximise their profits from the cards that they got in their hand. So the final thing that we like about this game is that all the profits from your cards are going to go to you. One of the hallmarks of a lot of Reiner Knizia games is victory points equal money, and money equals victory points. If you think of games like Medici, it operates on the same level where you need to spend your money to get points, but that money that you're spending means you're going to have less points at the end of the game. So this mental conundrum is true in this. You need to bid high to get the paintings that you really want, but in doing so, you are spending the cash that you're going to transfer on the points at the end of the game, right? So sometimes it's good to offer up cards that you may need yourself, but that will generate more money than what is on the end of round scoreboard. So what don't we like about modern art? So the first thing and the most annoying thing that we found with this game is that we kept forgetting what all the auction icons mean. It should have come with like a little cheat sheet with all the little symbols on it, but as such you need to pass around a book, because for the life of me I just couldn't remember what all the symbols mean, and that slows the game down where you're trying to make a judgment on the fly as to what card you want to play. You're going to be looking at that cheat sheet, reaching over the table trying to get the back of the rule book so you can have a look, and it just bogs the game down. They should have included a little card that tells you what each auction means, and they didn't do that. Twats. So the second thing I don't like about this game is that the insert is complete and utter dog shit. I don't know what you meant to do with all of the money tokens. You meant to slot them into those little recesses, but they just fall out and they end up getting bunched up. So we just tossed the insert, threw everything into baggies and locked it in a box, yeah. I don't know why these companies offer such poor inserts. If they take a leaf out of Stonemaier Games, they'll see that you can actually make decent inserts. But on this occasion, cool mini or not, decided to put a turd in a box instead. So the final thing that we don't like about this game is that some of the auctions lack a certain excitement dependent on when they are played. Like the open auction is so much fun where everyone's shouting out their bids in real time. When the next auction comes around, it might just be a case of, yeah, I'll buy it. No, I don't want to buy it. So there's highs and lows. It's like a roller coaster ride of a game. And where the highs are so exciting, the lows are very, very low indeed. So to summarise, is modern art still worth your time and bother 30 odd years after it was first released? So yeah, we're going to say absolutely this is one of the best auction games that you can buy today, mainly because it includes all of the auction systems that you're going to find in most of the other games, right? So it's like a compendium of auctionism. There's a couple of minor cons with this. It is difficult for my pea-sized brain to remember the iconography. The money tokens are fiddly and the insert sucks. But this game at the end of the day provides so much variety and such a variety of laughs that it is pretty much an essential purchase for your gaming collection, right? So there you go, that's modern art. Remember, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment in that section down below. And all that other YouTube bullshit. See you next time.